Good evening, everybody. This is your Saharan Sub, and you're welcome to episode 4 of our live sessions that we host every Thursday, where we get to invite guest speakers on various topics from tech and livelihood, how you make money. Tell us how you make money and share with us. And today we are fortunate to have Tom. Tom is the CEO for the Financial Cloud. I hope I got that right. CEO and founder of the Financial Cloud.
Yep.
It's an education trading platform. I believe he's going to tell us more about himself. And 2 weeks ago, we had a session on trading, why you should trade versus why you should not trade. Because we're exploring both alternatives. And I believe we are continuing on the trading topic. And this time around, should you get into trading global markets? What to know before you dive in. So we're fortunate for Tom to be giving us a lot of freebies, a lot of offers, expertise offers, and he's going to tell us more about the training that's going to start in February, 1st February. It's going to be for 90 days, a special course for Africans who want to get into trading, profitable trading, because as we saw in the 2 weeks ago class, that most people don't have the fortitude or the mentality or even the amount to trade. Today I was chatting with a friend and her trading balance was about $35 or $20 or so. And she was trading Forex. She was trading gold and she was trading at a lot size of 0.01, which was very crazy. Yeah, so someone showed me her trading account today, trading a lot size of 0.01, and her trading balance is about $20 or so, something thereabouts. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy, because 0.01 lot size is for $1,000. So you can imagine the amount of risks and exposure you are facing trading for such an amount at 0.01 lot. So let's welcome Tom. Tom's full name is Tomikaze. Is it like Kamikaze, the Japanese suicide bombers? Is it something close to that?
No, it's back from when I was super young and I used to online video game. I always used to like run in and try to kill everyone. So my name was Tom. So yeah, it kind of has a play on the kamikaze, but it just kind of always stuck with me and I just kind of made it my handle. So
awesome. So once again, welcome to Mikazi. That's Thomas Becker. So Thomas Becker, the floor is yours. Kindly introduce yourself and what you do.
Sure. So I'm the CEO and founder of the Financial Cloud. We're a tech startup and education platform. So what we do is we educate people how to trade, and then we give them tools that we make to help them trade more efficiently. So a lot of the stuff we do has to do with technical analysis and day trading. So we do investing and things like that, but our primary focus is on day trading markets. We primarily focus on options and futures markets, but everything we do can be played with commodities or Forex or anything, because it's all based on the concept of the markets are an auction. So it's people buying and selling, and you could take advantage of people's emotions in that to make money. So we do stuff to help make that process easier, because it can be very intimidating when you get into it, and you can lose a lot of money really fast if you don't know what you're doing. So we try to avoid having people lose money. So a little background on me is I've worked in the oil industry and in sales my whole life. And about 5 years ago, I started getting into trading, and I lost a lot of money because I didn't know what I was doing. I decided to take it, joined a bunch of education groups, and a bunch of people helped me learn. And then I decided to take the knowledge and translate it into software that would help you. We started developing software. We grew a huge community of students and traders. I added a whole education staff to the company. We started out with 3 people. Now we have almost 20 people in the company. So we've been growing really well these last few years. And even with the markets being really difficult this year, people have been having good success with us. So it kind of shows what we teach is repeatable. And I think that's a good proof of concept. And so it's been a fun journey. You know, we started out as just an educational newsletter and basically just grew over time into what we are now. And that's, you know, when you reached out to me, I thought that was really cool to get a chance to speak to people that are just getting into it, since I've been through that process.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thanks so much for that introduction and background. As you said, you lost a lot of money. I like in our previous discussion, I mentioned that I've never made money in Forex. Like in the financial markets, the first time I ever made money was last year in the bull run. And just because it was a bull run, actually, that's why I made money. And I've been trading Forex
everyone did.
since. Oh, but FTX didn't. I mean, we can see
No, they
FTX
didn't, did they?
yeah. So yeah, you might think it's obvious, but I mean, so these are the kind of the things that I believe Financial Cloud will help young African traders to avoid learning the basics, and from someone who has been successful in what they are doing, and also lead the way, lead the pack, show us the way, and what you're doing. If it's, as you said, it's repeatable, you can replicate the success story, and you want to help us. So my story in the Forex market has been abysmal. So what I tend to do was more of like, I focus on the technical analysis and the trading indicators and strategies. I tend to semi-automate them. So let's say maybe double moving average. I might say that, okay, if the double moving average based on whatever settings, there's a crossbar, send me an alert. Then I would come and look at the charts and see what's going on. So yeah, so very interesting background, starting off from just yourself, grew to 3 people. And right now you're at 20 people. So that means that you must be doing something right. And we hope that you're going to lead us to the promised land in the global market. So yeah,
our singular purpose with the software is to basically take all of the thinking and emotions out of it. Because if you can just have the software tell you when to buy and sell, basically be able to interpret that, then you could just watch the chart and make money. And that's kind of what I wanted to set out to do, is if we could take all of our technical analysis information and just make software that tells you what to do, that makes it so anyone can trade, right? And that's the whole concept. And so
but isn't
we haven't quite got to the full automation part yet, but we've gotten pretty close.
Okay. I personally don't like fully automated bots or expert advisors. I don't know, like you can't tell the markets. I mean, news can also affect the markets. And so you do purely technical analysis?
I do fundamental analysis too personally, but my company in general does just technical analysis. We have a couple of people that work in banks and do fundamental and data analysis. So some of the people that work for me, I'm their second job that they work for. So they're not all full-time. I do have half my staff is full-time and half is part-time.
So can you help us? There'll be a lot of first-time traders here. I know some people trade already. I know them personally. So can you just maybe give us a brief of what technical analysis is and what fundamental analysis is?
Sure. So technical analysis, let's see if I can, is basically looking at a chart and watching price action. That's probably not a great picture, but basically what you're doing is you're watching the price of a stock live and watching the auction between the buyers and sellers, and you're trying to find patterns. And then you're using patterns to create your entries and exits. So when you see a repeatable pattern, you can find a good entry to buy. And if it's at where we would consider a value area, that's where you would want to buy. Fundamental analysis is where you take a look at a company's financials and say, all right, this company's making a lot of money. They're making more money this year than last year. They're not taking on a lot of debt. This is something that I want to buy into long term and probably hold for a while. So that's our buy and hold strategies. You would normally use fundamental analysis. For day trading, you would use technical analysis. You typically don't care whether a company makes money in a day trade. You just want to see where the price is going on that particular day.
So when you talk about day trading, I think we had a question earlier in the group. Someone asked, how long, can I see if I get that question quickly? Someone said 15 minutes. Yes, okay, he was asking a question about scalper. So now we're looking at trading style based on, as a trader, what kind of style or how do you approach the market? So the person asked a question in the group about scalping, and then you have also mentioned day trading. So these are 2 different ways of
they're the same thing. It's just scalping as a type of day trading.
Okay, scalping is a type of day trading.
Scalping is just basically taking 1 to 5 minute trades, taking very small price movements.
Very on what time frame?
You're probably talking somewhere between the 1 minute and 5-minute charts, and you're probably taking trades that last anywhere from 1 minute to at max probably 30 minutes. I think my scalping, my average trade is about a minute and a half. I can actually find that out for you.
Okay, so guys, when you look, for those of you who are new, totally new to trading, when you're looking at the trading charts, you can set the time frame, the candlestick to different time frames, but the basics ones are, I think, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, and daily. But you can set it in between as you like, but these are just the default on the charts that you can see, maybe on the trading chart like MT4 and MT5. Or you can customize it as well to whatever time frame. So we are talking about, he says it's a day trader, which means that you're looking at the charts at lower time frames to take the trade at lower time frames, right?
Yep. So lower time frames, you're playing the price action between. So usually what you'll get is you'll get areas where people buy a lot, and then they'll be like blocks, and you're trying to play the price action between the blocks is what scalping. That's how I scalp. So I have, this is my, I don't know if can you allow me to share screen and I can show people some reports here?
Oh. All right, perfect.
Can you see this?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is my report from yesterday. So you can see I took 38 trades with 158 contracts. My average trade was 1 minute and 21 seconds, with my longest trade being 8 minutes. And like my win rate's only about 60% because I trade so fast. But what I'm doing is I'm taking really fast trades.
Are these
so
live trades or demo trade?
This is a demo account right here. So
demo
this is
account.
a demo account. So I did this yesterday to show you guys what you could do with a this would be an account that you can get through one of the prop firm accounts that you could get. So this is 150,000, and this is showing you how we'll talk about this in a little bit, but you don't have to win every trade. You just have to make sure that you make more than you lose every trade, right?
Yes, a high win rate. Yeah.
So even with a 57% win rate, I still made $6,300 yesterday. So, and this is with low risk. I'm only risking about $300 a trade, and the trade either is going to work right away or it doesn't work and I get out, right? So my theory behind that is, it's either going to move up where I enter, or it's going to reverse and go back down, and I want to cut my losses immediately. So every trade has a very low risk with very high upside. And so you only need to hit a couple of the upside trades to have a profitable day, and you just do that over and over and over. So
this, you said you're risking 300 for this trade. Can you show the margin? What was the margin for each trade? Do you have that on your analytics?
So I was risking I was trading about 2 to 3 lots in futures, which is about, I think each lot is about 200,000 in margin. So it's like, on Forex you could trade up to a lot, which is, I think it's like $100,000. So if you were trading 0.001 of a lot, it's like $100. So in your Forex you can get 10x, 100x, some allow you 20x margin, where in futures, which is what this is, you can get up to 10x margin. So if with 150 account you could trade up to 1.5 million worth of collateral, even though your account isn't that much. But the idea is each trade you're only risking so amount, because you're using a large amount of capital to capture small moves to make good money. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You've traded Forex. It's futures is the same thing as Forex, except you're trading the S&P 500 futures instead of trading like commodity pairs or the USD euro pair. You're trading basically the US stock market instead.
Okay. So basically, as I mentioned at the beginning of this session, I said a friend was showing me a trading account today, and she was probably trading with about $20 in her account, trying to grow the accounts to probably $100 be able to be in an account. So let's look at it from an African perspective. An average income earner here or salary earner here earns about $200 a month. That's like an average across board. That's what most people earn averagely. And whilst you are risking $300 per position, yeah, your stop loss, I believe your stop loss, that's where your stop loss is at. And so we can't really afford that, if I would say that. I believe that's where prop firm comes in. So so
why
what's the
risk your own
structure?
money if
Yeah,
you don't have to?
yeah.
Sorry,
So
I cut you off. Go
no,
ahead.
fine, it's good. So we're looking at, so how best, so how what's in it for us right now? We want to learn, we want to be profitable. We want to be able to, I mean, trade the global market, the financial market, be it stocks or options or the forex or crypto. As you said, the skill set cuts across the discipline. Once it's trading, is the same thing, but once you know the fundamentals, you can use them across board. So what's the structure of the training going to be like? So let's go dive a little bit into the structure of the training. So it's going to be 90 days. And as I mentioned as well, most of us also be using our mobile device to access the market.
Sure.
So would the course be suitable for us to learn on mobile device and also be able to take the trade? I say we'll come to the automated system. So can you give us a brief of the structure of how you're going to run the course?
Sure. So what we've been developing is each week we'll have a theme. So we'll have a class at the beginning of the week, most likely Mondays. And so you'll attend class, you'll learn, and then you'll practice that for the week, whatever we teach in that class. And you'll do that with fake money. So you'll do live trading with fake money, practicing the technique and concepts that we're going to teach each week. And each week will build upon the next. And so hopefully by the end of 12 weeks, you have a really good understanding of how to trade the markets. You've practiced a ton, and you practice the techniques anytime in theory. And so there's no reason why you can't take the techniques and go practice when you have your spare time. And you can do this on your phone. So you can take and download, whatever app you're going to be trading on, and you could trade on your phone. You can even chart on your phone too. So let's see if I can get this up here, but we have charting apps, so you can just chart on your phone and you can even put like the indicators on your phone. So it's just a smaller screen than the computer. There's no reason why you can't do what you do on the computer on your phone. Now, using the computer and having things bigger obviously makes it a little easier, but maybe you can do that and get a computer after you make some money, right? So
Absolutely.
everything you can do on the computer, you can do on the phone is the takeaway, basically. It just, you have to be a little bit more careful, and you have to be a little bit more patient and precise with your trades, because you're going to probably be looking at repeatable setups, and sometimes you will get impatient and want to get into a trade, which you should not do, and we'll teach that. So the mentality aspect of trading is what everyone normally struggles with. People usually grasp the technical analysis stuff because it's pretty straightforward. You just learn the concept, you rinse and repeat. But it's the emotional side that most people struggle with, because it's money, right? You're trading your money. And so if you go down a little, people freak out and they want to sell, where that's actually where you might want to add more, because that's where it's going to reverse, and so on and so forth. And so that's a big concept. That was something that I struggled with when I started, is I traded with too much capital, too much of my money, because I thought I had to use more money to make money. And that was one of the reasons we wanted to bring the prop firms in, is because it helps take the emotional side out. Because if you lose the money, you're not actually losing the money. Now, you may not be making money, but you're not losing money either. So I think that's a big advantage of using someone else's money. Now, you don't get to keep 100%, but that's part of the deal, right? You're not risking your money, so there has to be some reason why someone's giving you their money.
Yeah.
I know
So you
we
mentioned,
talked about.
yeah,
Go ahead.
you mentioned your system, your automated system, helping you take the emotion out of the trading. So during the training, I'm also going to have access to this setup of yours, the bots or the trading system, the software.
Yeah, I will give everyone access to all of the indicators that we've made that will help with that. So we will teach the system around the system is the indicators are designed around our system, and our system is designed around the indicators. They work together. So there's no reason why you shouldn't have access to those. So you'll have access to my full education staff 24/7. All the education will be added, and then all the indicators will be added. So you'll have a streamlined, straightforward package that everyone will have access to. And so there won't be any noise or ways to get distracted.
Seems like a lot. How much do you charge on a regular for such services?
Normally our normal package is $80 a month. So
Subscription
with the
subscription
indicators,
plan.
$99. With the indicators, $99 a month, or about I think $1,000 a year. But we're gonna do a 3 months for free, and so that way you guys can learn, because I know, like you said, the income's not very balanced over there.
Awesome. Seems like a bargain. I mean, why shouldn't I come and learn for something that will cost me $100 subscription plan to be on? And will the software also function on the mobile devices?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Like, do we need a VPS for that? Someone said that's generous.
VPN.
Yeah. So usually I usually host my services on a VPN, so that the trade can be triggered in real time, because I can't rely on my home internet. As you can see, I'm struggling already right now. So I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So I host my setup on a VPN, on a remote PC online, and everything is set up over there. So I only get the triggers on my phone. Is that gonna be the same thing?
I'm not sure. I mean, I just trade on my phone and off my Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure how it would work. We should probably test it out and figure out what we need to do with that. You know, that's something me and you could probably figure out in the next couple days. But
Sure, that's
I
fine.
don't anticipate there being an issue. If you have Wi-Fi or a cellular connection, that should be enough.
Okay. That sounds great. And of course, this is going to be and this training is going to be held on Discord. That means everybody has to be on Discord to access. Okay, can you tell us more on Discord?
Yep, so there'll be a few apps that you can download. So Discord will be our primary form of communication. We host all of our classes there as well. We do video sharing. We could do YouTube if we had to, for the classrooms, but it helps when you have people that can talk at the same time. And
Discord can do all of that.
The app that our software is on is called TradingView. So TradingView is the charting software that our app is on.
Great. So as I said, Discord can do all of that and help in terms of the communication. So you have to, I believe it would. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a Google form. So all those who are interested will fill it, and you can also share it to your friends. Those who might also want to be interested, you tell them about this offer that the financial cloud is offering to young Africans who want to get into trading the financial market, the global financial market. So they can also fill the form. The training is going to be held on Discord, so you have to install Discord, and also you need another software on your mobile device called TradingView. It's almost like MT4 and MT5. It gives you access to the charting system. That's where you also install your indicators and all that you need on the software to learn trading. And it's going to be for 3 months or 12 weeks. So
we'll do 13 weeks.
13 weeks. Okay, 13 weeks. All right. So yeah, one thing I was going to ask again is how long do you spend a day trading? I mean, I believe some people probably are full-time workers, some are also part-time. So how much do you estimate that when we eventually get there, we'll need to dedicate to trading in a day?
I mean, I do it full-time, so I'm a little unique, but you don't have to do it full-time. A lot of my staff only do it for a few hours a day. They generally come in halfway through the day and they just trade from what would be noon to 4 my time, or noon to 3 my time.
What time zone is that?
7 to 10 your time.
Okay.
So 7 to 10 at night would be primarily what you would probably be trading if you're trading the same similar system with them. We do, but you can trade the global markets 24/7 basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you create alerts, so what you can do is you can find setups that you like, and then you can create an alert when that setup breaks out, and then you could take a trade and you don't have to stare at the markets all day. That's one of the nice things too about you might want to spend a little while charting at night, and then you set up all your setups, and then you just create alerts. So when the alerts go off, that's when you know when to buy.
Okay. Okay. So similar to what I do
We'll
as
go
well.
through
Like,
that.
yeah. Yeah. So semi-automated system whereby you only have to look at it, your charts when you get a trigger alerts based on whatever criteria you've set, expecting the markets to react. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds great. All right. Okay. So what are prop trading firm? Can you show more light on what a proprietary trading firm is?
So a prop firm is basically a bank that wants to make money but doesn't have staff to trade their money. So what they do is they will give people money that can pass a test. So you have to take a 2-week trading test, and if you make money, you have to make so much money and you can't lose so much money. And if you do that, they'll give you money to trade with, and then they take a cut in return. So they want to put their capital to use to make money, and so they set up their prop firm to do that. You do have to pay to take the test, but with the students that will graduate from our 90-day university or class, or whatever you want to call it, I will pay for them to take the test.
Wow. And usually I check the price, and that's usually around, it's called an audition fee, around $250 to take the test.
Yeah. So I'm working with, because I know the one that I showed you earlier that I was doing, that one I don't think works in a couple countries where you have your students. So I'm working on a second one that will work in those countries, and I think we'll be able to find one in time. But
all right, guys. So
I do have a couple in mind.
Yeah, guys. So this is a great offer,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm listening. This is a great offer, and we're very grateful. So I believe by the end of the 13th week, we should be able to breeze through the prop firm 2 weeks of test and retraining or something. I believe it's the same, probably the same model. And once you've been able to go through the financial cloud training, it shouldn't be much of a challenge going through any of the prop firms exams or tests. And how much? I think I saw $25,000 can be made available for traders to use to trade on a prop firm.
So since we talked, I actually got it up to 50,000.
For an individual trader, like you mean as an African, as someone sitting somewhere in Accra, I can have 50,000 at my disposal to trade and make profit from, and I get up to keep about 75% of the profit, or 70%.
Even better, you get to keep 90%.
Oh man, this is so good to be true. I mean, why should
that's why when we were talking earlier, I was talking about the one company originally, and I was able to find a better one. And so that's why I wanted to go with this one, because you get more money and you get to keep more money. It just makes sense to me, and it costs me less too. So it's a win-win for all of us.
Though the prop firm kind of sounds funny as well. Like, I mean, can this be real? Why don't they have?
It does sound ridiculous. It is incredibly hard. I don't want to make it sound like free money. It is incredibly hard, and you need to take it serious, or it's not just free money.
It's not just free money, yeah. So my thought process about prop firms is like, why don't they just have an academy where they train people successful strategies, train them how to use it, and just let them be working for them, dedicated workers, and trade the market for them, or build a bot or something.
So the prop firm I partnered with actually does all of that as well. So they will let you practice for free, which we'll be doing. And they provide education on top of the education and support that we provide. They do it as well. So you'll have 2 education partners now instead of 1.
Yes. So 2 education, one from the financial cloud, then the other from the prop firm as well.
Yeah, we're more hands-on, where you get people to talk to, where they're more, they provide like articles and things you can read, and you can practice obviously for free as well. So awesome. We'll be doing a lot of practicing.
Yeah. I mean, that's very important. Like, I mean, trading is real, it's practical, and you have to practice demo. I've not traded live accounts in a while now. I've been on a demo account testing my strategy. You also showed us a demo account. You've probably testing something. You want to show us what you've been testing out in the options markets. So I'm going to take a few questions here from last week. Princess, question is, what's the criteria for passing out? What's the criteria for passing out as a candidate? That's I believe she's talking about the financial cloud. So the students that are going to get, those who are going to be successfully moved on to the next phase, which is the prop firm, what's the criteria that's needed for that? That's the first question. And what happens if you don't meet your monthly targets? I believe that's on the prop firm. So let's take it one by one. So what's the criteria that the student need to move on to the prop firm phase?
Sure. So what we'll do we'll design a test for the last week. So in your practice accounts, you'll have to show good accountability, so you can't lose more than X dollars. We're still designing exactly the parameters, but the concept of it is you'll have to show good trading habits. So you'll have to show that you can identify good trades, execute, and take profit accordingly. And at the same time, you'll have to show good loss management by not letting your account drop below a certain value. So within the prop firm, you have to earn 6% before you lose 3%. And then you have to do that twice, 2 times to show that you can repeat it. And once you do that, then you get the actual money. So what we'll do in our practice session is probably to do something similar, so that if you can pass our trading test, then you should be able to pass the prop firm trading test as well. And then there's no monthly targets. You don't have to hit certain targets. So we don't want you to be forcing trades. That is absolutely not how you should trade. You should only be trading setups that are good and setups that are high probability scenarios. There's no such thing as 100% probable scenario. Everything is a probability. So you're playing high probability scenarios where you think you're going to make money, but you still need to make sure you manage your capital accordingly, because if it goes wrong, you need to admit yourself that this is not going to work out, and you need to cut your losses before you lose a lot of money. And then you just need to make more trades that are profitable than trades that are not profitable, right? And that's kind of how that works.
Awesome.
Ow.
So that, yeah.
Sorry, just had an alert go off.
Okay, so that means, like, I mean, one of the mentors I follow on Forex trading is like, you have to make more wins than your losses. That's how you trade, because you can't be 100%, as you said, you can't be 100% in the markets. Yeah. So still on Prison's question, was there a situation where a trader lost his or her principal, and what was the repercussion? So is it possible? I know what am I going to say? There's a limit that's set for you on the prop firm. So she's asking, is there a limit that you could fall below and you get taken off the system on a prop firm?
Yeah. So let's say we'll use 100,000 just for simplicity. Let's say you make you get $100,000 account. You can't lose more than, I believe it's $3,000. If you lose more than 3,000, they will cut you off, and you'll have to you can retry out to get it back, but they will cut you off, and you'll have to go through the practice round to get back in to show that you learned. Now, what I do typically is I'll set a max loss per day. So if I'm having a bad day, I'll just stop trading, because it's clearly not working for me that day. And maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe it's the markets aren't doing what I think they're going to do. And that's one of the things you have to admit to yourself, is like, I'm just not in the zone today. So with that being said, once you start being profitable, that floor goes away. So let's say you make 10 grand, you now have a $10,000 cushion. So you may not want to take out all of your profits. You might want to leave some in there so that you get a little bit of a cushion. So if you have a bad day, it's not the end of the world. And so once you get the hardest part is the beginning. Once you start getting the system rolling and you get a little money in the bank, then you can build off of that, and you don't have to worry about the account getting taken away. If you have a bad day, you should still stop trading, but
yeah, avoid revenge trading.
So then you go back and go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that it's very important that you avoid revenge trading. You make a number of losses and you're trying to recoup it. I mean, just step off your computer or your phone and go touch some grass or something, do something else, and ease off the tension.
Touch some grass.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next question.
Say that too.
We have another question in the WhatsApp group, but I think you've answered this already in the first session. And the person was asking, I want to know if you carry out trades all through the day, or is there a particular period or time of the day that you take the trades? This is so that you don't, this is to prevent some of us who have primary source of income. So like he's saying that, okay, for some of us, we have other job we're doing, we have a day job. So how is it going to help us trading the financial markets? Is it something that we can do as a part-time trader? And as you said, maybe Forex is a 24 hours market. So there are time zones, then different markets. You have the London markets, and the New York markets, the Japan markets. Yeah. So can you throw more light again on that? So yeah.
I think I understand where you're going. So there's different times of day or different markets are open. So you could trade different things that are moving faster. You want to trade things that have good price action. So the US market is by far the number one market that drives all the markets. So you typically want to trade during the US markets. Otherwise, you want to trade typically would probably be around 6 or 7 in the morning your time, when the London and the Asian markets are open. So when those two are open, you get some liquidity. And then in the morning, when the London markets and when the European markets and the American markets are both open, you get a lot of price movement and you can get some really good action. Otherwise, the US market in general is usually pretty liquid and you can usually get pretty good action. And because of that, if you guys have day jobs, you would be doing it at night anyways. So like right now, the markets are still open. You can trade up until 10 o'clock at night. You know, so you could get home and trade from 7 to 10 and be highly profitable.
Wow, that's very interesting. It's a very good part-time job, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. Okay, there's a question in the chat box. How many hours can we dedicate to have a good trading knowledge? So how many hours do you project that we can, the training session? Yeah.
So our education sessions are typically, we present for 1 to 2 hours, depending on the subject. And then the rest is all for questions. So depending on how many questions there are, we've had sessions that are 5 or 6 hours. You don't have to attend the whole thing. We typically say attend the beginning. If you understand and want to go practice, go ahead. If you want to pick the brains of our staff and ask questions, we'll stay as long as you want us to stay. So my staff is very big into education. They love teaching. It's what they're passionate about. They don't do it because I pay them. They do it because they want to pay them. They make enough money trading where they don't need what I pay them. I still pay them, but they do it because it's a true passion they have, and they want to share the knowledge that made them successful because they know it can change lives. So in terms of answering the question, definitely attend class on Mondays. If you can't attend class, at least rewatch it. Everything will be recorded and we upload it on our website, so you can go to our website and watch it. And then set some time to practice the concepts that we teach. I would say at least a couple hours a week to practice. The more time you dedicate, the more of a shot you're gonna have to be successful. Practice. That's all I can really say.
Practice. Yeah.
On with fake money, but actually practice trading, because you'll learn what works and what doesn't work. And if you just read and you think you learn, you don't actually know until you get in there. And it's like if you play football, you can watch it on screen, but if you go
and football, do you mean soccer or football? Way different. American football, soccer.
Yeah, I was saying football because I figured you guys called it football, but because the World Cup's going on right now, so I figured that's what everyone's watching. So, you guys rooting for anyone that's left, or is your favorite?
Morocco is out. The last African country is out. Ghana was there. Nigeria wasn't there. So
I thought it'd be really cool if Morocco took it all.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yeah. So right now I don't have any team in the final. So whoever wins, may the best man win in the finals. That's my resolution right now. Yeah. All right, guys. It's a great time. Yeah. We're having a great time here with Tom, and thank you so much for offering so much value to my community. We're very young people trying to find different means of earning legit income on the internet and whatever means possible. So guys, please, the floor is open. You can ask questions. You can type it out or give your reaction. So ask questions and unmute your mic and ask questions, please. I'd like to hear you speak as well. It shouldn't just be me talking and Tom talking. So Perkins, all right, Perkins has a question. Kindly unmute yourself and fire, please.
Okay, thank you, my brother, for the opportunity. One of the questions that I want to ask is, so are we gonna use strategy with our trading regarding the proof firm, or are they gonna be much more of technical analysis kind of moving averages and other stuff in doing our trading, or are we gonna expose us to these stuff, because most people are newbies to the forex market? Yeah, so I just want to find out if our trading is gonna base on the moving average and other stuff regarding the trading, and or are we gonna use the normal way of trading, like doing following trend and other stuff? Yeah, that's what.
I think I understand where you're going with. Okay, so the moving average, I understand where you're going with the moving averages and trend
Just
and all
indicators
that.
and all that, yeah.
And indicators. We do use indicators, but what we teach and what we trade is called auction market theory. So auction market theory says that price will gravitate towards an area of value, so fair value. So if price is underneath a fair value area, it will gravitate back up, and if it's above, it'll come back down. And the fair value is always moving. So yeah, our indicators will help you identify where fair value is and so on and so forth. So if there's a gap in value, typically price action will try to fill that gap before it moves anywhere else. So we'll get into that. And we do use some sort of indicators like moving averages. We use what we call anchored VWAPs, or anchored volume weighted average price, which is kind of a form of a moving average. But we don't use like EMAs, SMAs. You can use those things, but we haven't found them extremely reliable.
Okay,
Does
I think
answer your
also,
question?
yeah, Peck, does that answer your question? So I think what I also got from this question is that, would the training be suitable for a total newbie, a noob who is getting into trading, has no idea, doesn't understand anything? Can they participate in this training?
Yeah, so I'm going into this with the anticipation that the way I'm going to set it up is you can come in off the street and know nothing about trading. So the first few weeks will be basic stuff. So we'll teach you basically what is a candle, like what is a market, like what is the difference between a bid and ask. Like a lot of the really simple stuff will be what we're going to be focusing on to begin with. And even if you know that stuff, sometimes it's good to review that stuff, because you might learn something that you may not have learned in the past. So I want it to be a 90-day program that we can rinse and repeat and make trading robots out of. So we could take someone that knows nothing about trading and make them a robot at trading, if that makes sense.
All right, Mark.
Looks like we had a question in the chat.
Okay, let's do Mark, hold on. Let's do the chat one first. Mark, hold on a minute. Are we going to be training on futures only, or is it forex? Most of us are used to forex and crypto, so yeah, options are very new to us.
With the system, you can use it on anything. You can. It's literally learning why price action moves the way it does. So if you understand how price action moves, you can use it.
They don't know what price action is. What's price action? The way the chart moves, yeah.
So like the cost of oil. Why does oil go up, and then why does oil go down? Because there's supply and demand, right? So if there's more supply and demand is down, then they have to lower the price so that more people buy it. And so it's the same thing with the markets. If there's more people that want to buy the stock than more people that want to sell it, price will go up. So we're trying to teach you why that imbalance happens and why price action moves up and down because of that. Does that make sense?
Fantastic. It makes a lot of sense. Mark, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, everyone for this opportunity. Just for humor, I've been seeing these things go on sometimes on TV. When you watch TV and then they bring out something like money markets, I don't know the money markets are related to this that we're studying here today right now. But sometimes you watch indicators going up and some companies are trading and faring on well, others are not faring on well, where I'm a newbie into this whole thing, and I really don't know about it that much, but I'm hoping to get some insight about all this whole thing. Because when I watch these things, I watch my markets. That segment for forex. They bring those things for money markets, and I'm so inquisitive. I don't know what it means. Sometimes I just switch off, and I don't watch it because I don't really know it. But I'm so happy that I'm here, and I hope I will learn more because I really don't know anything about forex, sincerely. But just like just like he's been saying, Tom has been saying, I hope he will teach us some of these things and we get to learn them. I'm really inquisitive. Thank you.
Awesome. Where are you from, Mark?
I'm from Uganda.
Where in Uganda? Where in Uganda?
I'm from Uganda. Currently, I'm in Mbale City.
Okay. Is that like in Tebe? Is it close to Entebbe, the capital?
Where it's a bit close, some good kilometers away from Entebbe. I've been to Entebbe, and then I moved to Mbale, and I think that's how I got the link from Nicholas, who linked me to this. And these are my colleagues that I once stayed with, so that's how I got to link up with this whole platform.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for joining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
thanks for joining,
welcome.
Mark. And we hope you also invite your friends who will be interested in trading. And thank you, Nicholas, as well in Uganda. Yeah, so I believe, as I said already, the class is going to cover all the things. If you're a newbie, the class has been designed for someone off the street. So if you take someone off the street, he can take this class and become a good trader. Or if you're serious enough and you go through the 13 weeks and you're consistently trading on demo accounts and you show good results, those who are consistent will get moved on to prop firms where you get access to trade live accounts, and you even get kind of like a scholarship to take the exams with a prop firm and start trading live accounts. So, and you can do this as a part-time, keep your day job and trade in the evenings in your local time in Africa. I believe we are from Ghana, Nigeria, and Uganda currently in this group. And yeah, I don't know. And you want to add something, Tom?
No, I mean, I'm just here to learn more about you guys. You know, what do you guys need from me to help you guys so that I can build it into the course too? So, you know, the things that I understand is time constraints, phone, don't have a computer, which is fine. You know, and I think we can work with all those things. So the big thing I just want from people that do the program is to take it seriously, because if you don't, you won't be successful. And if you don't practice and you don't attend class or at least rewatch the classes, it's just going to be a waste of your time.
Absolutely. And I believe from the recurring questions, I've noticed that most people are asking questions towards Forex. So you can see that most people are familiar with the term Forex. They don't even know about options and about other trading stock or penny stocks or even crypto, how to trade all of that. So I believe we're going to cover all of that during the class. And it's going to be a great time in February.
Yeah, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter what you trade. Just because we trade something over here doesn't mean you can't use the exact same system to trade Forex. I've been doing it too and been practicing Forex the last couple of weeks. It works just fine. So like I said, it's just learning why people are bidding and why they aren't. You need to, you know, there's news that moves things too. So we'll teach you about like how to trade around news as well, because that can be something that technical analysis can't account for, like news coming out. So like when Russia invaded Ukraine, the markets, you know, we didn't know that was going to happen. We had an idea that it was going to happen, but we didn't know it was going to happen that day, right? So you need to be able to learn how to trade around that, or just don't trade when that stuff happens.
Absolutely. Mark, do you have more question? I can see your hands lifted up.
Well, oh yes, I have a question, and this question rotates around. I see that we are in different time zones. I think all of us on the platform, we're in different time zones. So the classes that we're going to be conducting, what time frames are we going to be taking on? The evening time frames, like now for us this side, it's night time. and some other places.
What's your local time?
maybe a
I
bit
believe you
2
are
hours.
around 10. Your local time is 1 minute past 10, right?
It's around, it's around 11.
11 instead. Okay, 3 hours. Okay,
11
3
p.m.
hours PM. Okay. Yeah, Tom.
So I
Yeah.
was asking to get
What
to know
time
what
are we going to
time.
be doing things? Is that the question?
Yeah.
The class?
That's the
That'll be
question.
suitable for everybody,
So
mostly across the
typically,
African time zone.
so typically we host class Monday at 4 p.m. my time, which for you, Godwin, that would be 11 p.m. your time. So that's 5 Eastern. Or no, it would be 4 Eastern. Sorry. So 4 Eastern, that would be what, like 10 o'clock Watt time? Western Atlantic time. So, but everything's
West African
recorded, so
time.
you can West African time.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
Nigerian's time.
So it should be probably between 10 and midnight your time is when we'll be hosting classes. But we could potentially host, like a weekend class earlier. I think me and you should talk and figure out what the best time for that would be. But I also have to make sure it fits in with my staff as well. So that's another reason why we're going to record everything. And potentially if people have questions, they can submit those ahead of time so we can make sure we address those in the recordings. And they can also, they'll have access to us 24/7 with the chat rooms and Discord, so they can ask questions anytime they want. We may not be able to answer them right away, but we will answer them eventually.
Awesome. So guys, you're the ones taking the training, so you have to make time for the training. As I said, though it will be live session, it's going to be recorded, but we're also going to be monitoring your progress, your training. Maybe there'll be assignments and everything. So if maybe let's say the class is today and it's 11 p.m. in Uganda and you can't be up late, so you probably maybe by Tuesday morning, you go pick up the recording, watch it, and do all the assignments. We'll be monitoring everything week by week. We'll be monitoring your activities, looking at your trades, and because that's how you're going to progress to the next phase. So everything's going to be recorded.
Yep.
But if you
You're
can
going to
make it
have
for
to
the live
journal
session,
your trade.
Yeah.
So you'll have to write them down.
Yes. Awesome. So please, more questions? Do you have more questions?
And we'll provide you guys with the medium to do that. It'll most likely be an Excel spreadsheet. So if I'll make sure that you can do it on your phone.
Awesome.
If nothing else, you can write it down in Discord.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be monitoring everything. All right, guys. Any more questions? So thank you, Tom.
Of course.
Ivan, do you have questions? Princess, we've not had the lady speak. I only read out the lady's question. Princess, do you want to say something? Equality, right? Gender balance and equality, yeah? So let's hear from the ladies as well.
Of course. We have a lot of female traders in our group. So
okay.
There's not as many female traders. I wish there was more.
Yeah. We hope we recruit more ladies traders and from Africa.
Yes, I want to ask a question, please.
Yes, sir. This is Subami from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Please, I want to ask that after the test, if you are fortunate to pass the test and given money by the probe firm, since we are using the money to trade, is it the platform that they've given us to trade that we are going to be trading on, or we can use the money and trade some other trading since we are learning about trading basically?
I didn't quite get that myself. I don't know if you got it, Tom.
Is a question I might have gotten it. Is it do you have to use the platform that we give you to trade on? Is that the question, or can you use any platform you want?
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Okay. Depending on which country you're in will depend on which prop firm you can use. If you're going to use the one that I am using right now, the one that I talked about with the 50,000 and keep 90%, you can pick. They'll give you a variety of platforms that you can use. So you just pick the one that works for you. And it's typically whichever ones are allowed within whichever country you are in. I will say that 90% of prop firms, if you're going to trade Forex, will use MT4 or MT5, MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. That's where most of them use. But the one that we have that we're promoting will be, I use what's called Tradeovate, which is just a futures broker, but you can use, they have like 50 of them that you can pick from. So you just have to connect your account to their software so they can monitor it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, fantastic. So we got about 8 more minutes to go. It's been a fantastic time. I'm looking forward to February, 1st of February. So the training is going to start on 1st of February. And we're going to go for 13 weeks. All right. So I'm going to share a Google form link. You answer some questions there and fill the form. We give you extra details and you get ready. We're going to have another session in February, in January 2023. And to ask more questions, have an extra session with Tom. I'm also looking forward to that. I don't know if we have one more question as we wrap up. Ivan, do you have a question? I want to say something. 1 minute.
No, really. I think everything has been clear to us. So there's no question I have.
Okay. So this Ivan also from Uganda. So like the room is made up of people from Ghana, Uganda, and Nigeria. We hope to cover more African countries and have more young Africans learning how to trade. So Tom, your last words.
So trading very, very lucrative, and you can make a lot of money really fast. You can also lose a lot of money really fast. So you need to be emotionally prepared for that. It is a very emotional thing. So if you get into this, you have to have the right mindset and you have to come willing to learn, because it's not just free money. You have to put in the work and effort. There's no such thing as free money. I think we all know that. So yes, it can be a great path and it can be a path to financial freedom, but you have to take it seriously and you have to be prepared for the emotional side of it.
Trading can be a path to financial freedom.
Because it's not like just going to a 9 to 5. Sorry. It's not going to like a 9 to 5 where someone just gives you money and you can lose money in the process. So, that's one of the things that makes it entirely different than a normal way of living.
Fantastic. I guess there's a bit of network disruption over there. So Tom says trading can be a path to financial freedom. And with that, we're going to call this a wrap. Thank you all so much for making our time from Uganda, 11 p.m. In Nigeria, it's 9 p.m. And those of us in Ghana, it's around 8 p.m. already. And we'll be looking forward to the next session. This is your Saharan Sub. This is our 4th episode. I want to thank you, Tom, once again for the great opportunity to train us and to onboard us to a prop trading firm. We really appreciate it. We're looking forward to working with the Financial Cloud in the future, in next year, and do more sessions and have more Africans onboarded. Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to working with you guys and joining the training myself. So see you in our next episode. Have a Merry Christmas, great season to everybody. Bye-bye.